Please hold it up. Practice is over. Just a reminder, flash photography is not permitted during tournament competition. Brunswick, we are ready to begin. Bowlers at the side of the bell begin the competition. Good luck and good morning.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Bowl TV. This is Matt Cannizzaro live at the 2015 USBC Open Championships. We're here at the El Paso Convention Center in El Paso, Texas, behind lanes 17 and 18. Ready to showcase a talented group of former University of Nebraska collegiate standouts led by past Team USA member Derek Eoff. A lot of accomplishments in this group. We'll have the rundown for you in just a few minutes, but sit tight and enjoy this doubles and singles coverage live from the 2015 USBC Open Championships. We'll have all 6 games for you. It's doubles first and then 3 games of singles. We'll have the rosters and all the career details for you coming right up. Thanks for joining us today on Bowl TV. All right, thanks to everybody for tuning in and for giving us part of your Wednesday afternoon. Again, this is Matt Cannizzaro, and we're live here at the 2015 USBC Open Championships. We've had a couple of great live streams in recent days, including last night. Terrific numbers for the defending regular team champion, Artistic Expressions 1. They came up a little bit short, but gave it a nice run at the end. Made their way into the top 10 in the team event, moved into 7th place. We had a nice recap for you on bowl.com, so go ahead and check that out if you need some reading material later on. But right now we're getting settled in for 3 games of doubles. The number these guys are chasing right now is 1372 by Tom Woodworth and Jeremy Sonnenfeld of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Jeremy Sonnenfeld also spent some time with the University of Nebraska. I believe he won a national title there in 1996 prior to transferring to Western Illinois. So the Nebraska connection running strong. We'll actually have another Nebraska alum on our next broadcast. Rob Gottschall will be in town tomorrow, and we'll see his talented team led by Adam Barta on April 20th. So you can check out the upcoming live stream schedule on bowl.com. You can visit the Open Championships page and click on the information tab, and you'll see everything coming up, not only from the OC, but the Women's Championships as well. And for the rest of this week, Lucas Wiseman and Aaron Smith actually will be in Wichita, Kansas for the Intercollegiate Team Championships. So a lot going on. If you're a bowling fan, you certainly picked the right week to tune in. And remember to subscribe to our channel so you're not left out when it comes to our next broadcast. And today's pairings, first we have Adam Cardwell and Derek Eoff. Again, Derek, a past Team USA member, Team USA Trials champion. Many international medals to his credit, and the 2008 World Cup. And I had the pleasure of being on site for that. We were down in Mexico. And he took home that coveted title. Currently resides in the Madison, Wisconsin area. Derek has a 300 here in 2007. In the doubles event, him and Rick Vollard finished second. They shot 1467, but we had a then record score to take home that doubles title. That's when Jeffrey Butler and Jonathan Mazer shot 1544. Of course, that number has since been beaten. Tournament record 1566 by Brenda and Stephen Padilla in 2009. So Derek and company, again, part of a group that's on the verge and just waiting for that big breakthrough. They do have a variety of honor scores and such at this event. Derek also had a 3rd place all events finish in Baton Rouge in 2012. So we've got Eoff and Cardwell. Cardwell with 807 in singles in 2011. Finished 5th that year. So either one of those gentlemen capable of big numbers. To put those together, obviously it would be ideal. All right, our next doubles pair, Dan White and Tim Barrett. Tim had a pretty good couple of years. Back in 2012, the Greater Ozarks team champion. Also won the Peterson Classic that year. On his way to Missouri State Puller of the Year honors. like Cardwell and White both making their 17th tournament appearances here. And our final doubles pair today, Dan Francis and Rick Villard. Again, Rick with a 300 in 2009 doubles, also a runner-up finish in 07 with Derek Eoff. So a lot of experience, a lot of talent. These guys both team event last night, and they had 30-26. Not a bad number at all, just outside of the top 10. Scores a little bit lower. Patterns a little more challenging here in 2015. If you're curious about what they are bowling on, you can visit the Open Championships page on bowl.com. Again, a lot of great information there, and you can click on the lane conditions tab on the right hand side of your screen, and it will tell you all about the 39-foot doubles and singles pattern, sport bowling certified. You can also find a graph on there to help you get a look at what they're bowling on right now. So if you're coming this way, certainly do your homework, and if you're taking notes, this is a terrific group. Thanks everybody for stopping by. I'm going to take a look in the chat room and see who's along with us today. Dave Waswo checking things out. Appreciate it. The Bowler Show. We'll have a little something to talk about on Sunday, I'm sure. We had a busy week already. A couple great moments yesterday. Again, we introduced the defending and record-holding team champion, Artistic Expressions 1. And we also got to celebrate 65 years with the USBC Hall of Famer Don Ellis. So always a great opportunity to celebrate a little bit of our history and tradition and hear some great stories from our longtime participants. So Don Ellis, congratulations on 65 years and climbing that career pinfall list. Came in the year 5th with just over 113,000 pins, and we'll add to that today. We'll have a final tally for you and a recap of his performance on bowl.com later this afternoon. Chris Hester stopping in. I do agree with your sentiments, Chris, about Derek Eoff possibly being underrated. Tons of talent, and just focuses on some other things outside of bowling, and gave the PBA a run a couple of years ago, and if I'm not mistaken, bowled 5 events and finished second 4 times. And of course made a run at the USBC Masters in Milwaukee a few years back and just missed making the TV show. Of course, along with all of his other credentials and collegiate success and all the accolades earned as a member of Team USA. All right, so we're moving along here, halfway through game number 1 already. Again, we'll have 3 games of doubles and 3 games of singles. So we appreciate everybody stopping by. Pairings today, Adam Cardwell and Derek Eoff, Dan White and Tim Behrens, and Daniel Francis and Rick Villard. All right, good question in the chat room. Did we talk strategy prior to these guys coming out to bowl? And we did not. We're kind of steering away from that a little bit. More so let you guys kind of look on and see what's happening. But we did have Derek on yesterday's live stream broadcast. And going into the team event, he said their strategy there was pretty simple. For everybody just to play to their strengths. Sometimes teams get very caught up in trying to play the lanes a certain way or play them together, and that takes people potentially out of their comfort zones and possibly gives away some pins. So they feel that, or at least in the team event, the diversity is okay. It's not going to affect the lanes or their performance too much, so it's much better if people go out and do what they are comfortable doing. And I have no doubt that the strategy for doubles and singles will be similar. These are great players. They've accomplished a lot in their careers. They know what they're doing, and as long as they communicate on the moves and what they're seeing in each other's games, I think they will find better success than if they were to try something that takes them out of where they're comfortable. And Mr. Flanagan, we did have a Natalie Savant sighting here at the convention center. Nice shot there by Fillard. Natalie is around, and we did discuss her coming on to chat with us a little bit today. Her dad's bowling tonight and tomorrow, so she enjoys coming out and checking out the venues. So if she does come back by, certainly we'll have her take over. All right, quick look at the double standings. Again, the number these gentlemen are chasing: Tom Woodworth and Jeremy Sonnenfeld, 1372. And to make the top five, 1337. And 10th place right now is 1296. Again, if you're curious about the lane conditions we're seeing here at the 2015 USBC Open Championships, you can visit bowl.com/openchamp. Click on the lane conditions tab, and you get all the details you could ever want, including colorful pictures to help you prepare for your experience here on the tournament lanes. And once again, we have the return of the showcase lanes. That's your opportunity to bowl on both patterns that we're seeing here at the 2015 event. You and your teammates can get a 1-hour practice session on the showcase lanes. On the team patterns, $150 for up to 10 of you, and if you have 5 or less, $75 for 1 lane. And they'll give you a fresh run of the team lane condition, 38 feet. And those lanes were installed at the same time as the main 52 here at the Open Championship, so you can't get any closer to the real thing. Same machines that run the tournament lanes also do the showcase lanes. So that's your best opportunity to get comfortable not only with the pattern but the environment here at the El Paso Convention Center. And then of course for doubles and singles, if you'd like to see that pattern in advance, you can compete in the Bowlers Journal Championships, and that event presented by USBC and contested on this doubles and singles pattern. So if you'd like the opportunity to take a look at that or potentially win some extra prize money, quite a bit of money up for grabs in a variety of divisions as well as singles and doubles. So you can visit bowl.com for more details on that. And you'll see in some of our interviews, these bowlers have taken advantage of both of those opportunities, and that helped them find success here at the Open Championships. Of course, makes me sound like quite the salesman, but if it helps you score better, I think certainly worth the price of admission. So check that out. If you don't believe me, ask some of these great players, or come out in a couple of days before they hit the lanes, and chances are you'll see them either practicing or competing at the Bowlers Journal. Game 1 coming to a close here. Adam Cardwell 235. Derek Eoff just 170. Again, 1372 is the number on top. Big number. Couple close calls. Ron Moore, top senior player, made a run at it last week. Came up a little bit short with 1370. But Sonnenfeld and Woodworth have been on top since the opening week of the tournament. And we kick things off here on March 7th. That was the first of 128 consecutive days of competition. We're going to wrap things up on July 12th. So a long way to go. A lot of great teams headed our way. With a lot of terrific teams already through. So take a look at the leaderboards on bowl.com. Get you some some info and details. We'll also have all of the loaded cash numbers and all kinds of other goodies updated. Those are done on the 1st and 15th of every month, so we'll have those later today if you're curious about what it's going to take home a piece of the prize fund here at the 2015 Open Championships. This year's venue has 52 main lanes for the Open Championships, 10 showcase lanes, a stub lane in the squad room. You can use that to get warmed up or get a souvenir picture prior to your doubles and singles squad. And then, of course, we have the secret lane maintenance lane that they use to get the machines going and get them primed and ready to hurry up and get out and get things moving along. Because going back to 2013, of course, fresh oil for every squad here at the Open Championships, along with a new squad schedule here in 2015. No bad times. First squad of the day starts at 9 a.m., followed by this 1 p.m. doubles and singles squad. Team event at 5 o'clock. And the 8:30 squad alternates between team and doubles and singles. All right, 235, 170 for Cardwell and Eoff. Dan White, 232. Tim Barrett, 209, so plus 41. And Villard and Francis, 173, 184 for 357. yesterday in the team event. Again, 30-26 for Huskers 1. Adam Cardwell, 5:09. Rick Villard, 6:29. Tim Barrett, 6:19. Dan White, 6:40. And Derek Eoff, 6:29. All these gentlemen, solid careers here at the Open Championships. Derek Eoff, career average for 14 years coming in, 220.6. Career best all events again in Baton Rouge on a challenging lane condition in 2012, 21.67 for a third place all events finish. Last year, 21.06. So he's been over 2,000 every year since 2007, where we had that breakout with the 300 and the runner-up doubles finish. So Mr. Eoff with a couple of USBC watches, but still holding out for that that coveted eagle. Adam Cardwell, again, top 5 finish in singles in 2011. Career average 211.8 for 16 years. Tim Barrett is at 213.3. This is his 10th appearance. Dan White, 208.9 in 16 years. And Villard, 201.7 for 17 years. He is the veteran of the group. Remember to follow us on our social media. Had a lot of great news this week. Some news, not quite news, and it might not make bowl.com, but we'll put it up on Facebook and Twitter to tell the world what's happening at our tournaments. You can find us on the official Open and Women's Championships Facebook page or on Twitter at USBC, at USBC Matt, and at USBC Aaron. We also have the Sport of Bowling USBC page. That's all USBC news, not just tournament information. We're now at the USBC Women's Championships and the new USBC Mixed underway in Reno. Even more news coming your way, so make sure to find us and like us and be in the know. 3 great events and your opportunity to do a little traveling, a little bowling. This doubles and singles pattern, 39 feet. Team pattern, 38 feet. Both sport bowling certified, so plan on making good shots and picking up your spares if you want to do well. Here a lot of bowlers come in and say, oh, I couldn't miss left and I couldn't miss right. I had to be so accurate. That is the idea. Certainly these lanes can be attacked from a variety of areas and styles. But the key will be being consistent and picking up your spares. We appreciate everybody stopping by. If you're just joining us, this is Matt Cannizzaro, and I am live here at the 2015 USBC Open Championships behind lanes 17 and 18 here at the El Paso Convention Center. 52 lanes being used this year for the Open Championships, and 1 through 50 going right now. We've got the extra pair just in case, but the best crew in the business keep things running smoothly. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat room. A lot of knowledgeable folks in there. Otherwise, I'll jump in and see what I can offer. Derek Eoff perfect through 3. He goes high, leaves the 3.610. to crack the top 10 here in doubles, it's going to take 1,300. And scores have been good this week. Great bowlers headed our way and really getting things going here. We kicked off March 7th, so we're just over 5 weeks in. Long way to go, though. 128 consecutive days, concluding July 12th. There's Eoff back up on lane 17. High again, leaves the 4-9. We saw a reaction like that with our Team All Events leader, Junior Team USA Support 1. Early in doubles, they struggled. Probably could have used another foot or two of oil. Had a bunch of 9 pins and 4 9s. There's a 9 pin for Rick. But as you might know from looking at the standings, terrific pickup there by Eoff, but from looking at the standings, things blended out nicely for Junior Team USA Support, and they capitalized on a good strategy, had a big single set too, and went on to shoot 10,000 for the 3rd consecutive year. So they grinded it out in doubles, and then all bowled very well in singles. Perhaps as this oil starts to move around a little bit, there'll be a little more hold, a little more push for Derek and company. There's Barrett high flush. Not a huge difference between a high flush strike and a 4-9. Just a minor tweak. Known Derek for a long time, and seems that the farther left he has to go, the more comfortable he gets. So we'll see where the game plan takes him over the next 4.5 games. Thank you all for giving us part of your afternoon here. I know that it's Wednesday. Sometimes it's hard to keep track, but I know that I do the Let's Go Bowling show with Bill Zubin on Wednesday mornings, and the Bowler show with the Waz on Sunday afternoons. So that's how I keep track of things here. More than once, I've been surprised by the phone call, but always I'm able to pull up bowl.com and know all the answers to their questions. All right, getting down towards the end of game number 2. Nice pickup there for Daniel Francis. Derek has put this group together over the years, and they were formerly known as the Clone Huskers. Just the goal was to get a group of former collegiate friends and teammates together, represent their alma mater, and of course, gotta have a reunion every year and a good time here at the Open Championships. Some players missing of the 10. They ended up having to go to the sub board. Some different things happened. Picked up 3 players. 3 lucky players to be able to bowl with this group. Derek high again, leaves the 3-6. He chopped the 3-6-10 last time on the right lane. And a lot of people curious about what equipment these guys are throwing, and from our vantage point, for the most part, very hard to tell. So many bowling balls look alike. Derek, a storm staffer. So that will help narrow things down for you. If you missed any of our previous live stream broadcasts from the 2015 USBC Open Championships, remember to check out youtube.com/BowlTV. A lot of great scores, great moments so far here in 2015. You can go back and check out Junior Team USA support, led by Eric Vermelia, taking the Team All Events lead with a monstrous 10,064 total. Their third consecutive time over 10,000. At the time, nearly 700 pins better than the previous leader. And that group included defending regular All Events champ Anthony Lacaze. He won't repeat individually, but should they go on to claim the Team All Events title or the regular team title as they lead the team event as well, he would become the second bowler in history to win championships in 3 consecutive years. Still a long way to go. A lot of teams headed our way, but certainly something they all would love after taking home the Team All Events crown in 2013. Arguably the most coveted title here at the Open Championships. Just doesn't have any prize money attached to it. So you're bowling for the glory, essentially. Again, you're watching doubles and singles here. We are behind lanes 17 and 18 at the El Paso Convention Center. This is game 2 of 6. So we'll have a 3-game double set, and then we'll reset things and go for 3 games of singles. So wrapping up game number 2 here. Not really any big numbers on this pair so far. Adam Cardwell started with 235. Strike on a fill put him in the 180s. Derek Eoff had 170. He's been struggling here on this right lane. Last 2 times, 3-6-10 and a 3-6. No doubt there. And then on the left lane, just an unfortunate break, leaving the 4-9, but he did pick that up. .39-foot sport certified lane condition. You can also find it over at the Bowlers Journal Championships, just a few lanes away on the showcase lanes. Just a wall separates the showcase lanes from lanes 1 and 2 here at the Convention Center. Cardwell finishes with 181. Eoff with the spare. Is at 200 even, so 766. So Eoff and Cardwell now eliminated from doubles contention just like that. 1372. Doesn't sound like a big number, but it certainly proved to be a solid performance. Jeremy Sonnenfeld and Tom Woodworth on top for more than a month now. Barrett opened in the 10th, finishes with 174. Dan White, though, still striking. He's got a 5-bagger. Good start for him at 232. Dan White, 216, 232, plus 48. Ian Barrett at 831. So still mathematically a possibility. 1372 the number. 1300 will get him into the top 10 here in 2015. Tomahawk for Francis. Nice effort here for Rick Villard. G22 for Rick. Again, 3 of these 6 bowlers with honor scores here at the Open Championships. Derek and Rick, both with 300s. Cardwell, 807 in singles back in 2011. So a lot of potential for putting up big numbers. And Derek with a streak of 2,000 or better going back to 2007. He's going to have to do some work if he's going to get there again, however. He had 629 last night in the team event. And he is minus 30, so he is below 200 average here through 5 games. And to shoot 2,000, that's a 222 average. There's Derek, gets half. Threw a couple good shots in the 10th frame on lane 18. That shot not so good. Cardwell, same result, wide right. Some folks say that as you bowl, patterns get tighter. So the fresh back end's a little erratic. Just need a chance to smooth them out and then make your moves from there. What do I know? Just a lonely left-hander sitting up in the live stream booth. Aaron Smith actually bowled on the previous squad. Had a good start yesterday, 564 in team. Struggled in singles, and I believe he finished right around 1680 for all events this year. So he's gonna go home and get packed up. He's heading to Wichita, Kansas in the morning. He'll join Lucas Wiseman for the Intercollegiate Team Championships, and they'll have live coverage for you on Bowl TV the rest of the week. Chris Hester in the chat room talking strategy. Chris, if you don't mind, I know you have connections. Please, if you have some time, go ahead. Whatever you drill up, just drill up another one of each. 1 pound heavier, same pattern, same everything. Save me all the hard work. And if it gets me within 100 pins of you, I'll be very satisfied with that performance. Make it worth your while, perhaps a locker token or something of equal or lesser value coming your way. Derek Eoff continuing to struggle here in game 3. 170, 200, and now on the verge of back-to-back opens to start game 3. Things not going well here for our featured pair. Just one strike on the board so far here in game 3. Quite a few dashes up on the scoreboard. Perhaps this is just a bump in the road, a transition of sorts, and then things will open up and we'll have an exciting singles run. Nice crowd on hand for this Wednesday afternoon. Thanks for joining me. Matt Canizaro, the one-man show here. Looking for all of my special guests, and there's nobody in sight. Most likely everybody out enjoying the El Paso sunshine. So our defending champs, Artistic Expressions 1, Anthony Lavery Spar, Jimmy McMartin, Zeno Garcia, Ted Pritz, and Pete Thomas. They went straight from doubles and singles on 49 and 50 to the Bowlers Journal Championship. So taking advantage of all competitive opportunities here at the Convention Center. All right, there's a good shot for Dan White, having a good day so far. 232, 216, clean here in game 3. He's the only one. Appreciate everybody joining us and the kind words in the chat room. Matthew Duty, thank you for tuning in. So yeah, I have been getting some stares from the crowd, just sitting up here in the top row of the bleachers all by myself with the headset on. But glad to be able to showcase our terrific event and this sweet venue. I've been told it's one of our best efforts, and can't really take any credit for the look and feel and all the hard work that went into transforming this convention center. It took about 64 days from the day the trucks rolled in, 40 truckloads worth of materials. Of course, our one-of-a-kind, world's largest mobile scoreboard, provided by Daktronics. 62 lanes for competition. Seating for 500 or 600. Office and vendor space and much more. Pretty much took over every inch of the convention center. Again, 64 days from the trucks rolling in to the ribbon cutting. Terrific question from Nick Hall. Can you still sign up for the tournament? Yes. Plenty of room at this year's event. Come on out. Registration open until July 11th. Our final team squad. So check out bowl.com again. You can register all the way up till July. Plenty of room, especially in July. So if you'd like to bring a team this way, you can sign up online, or you can sign up on paper, whatever's easier for you. Or if you don't have a team, you can check out the sub board. There's one online. There's also one inside the venue here in El Paso. And as we heard from Derek Eoff, his group, 3 bowlers short coming out here this week and had to utilize the sub board to fill out both teams. We also have something called the free agent squad. If you don't have a team or a doubles partner and would like to get matched up, there are a few free agent squads throughout the event, about one a month. You can find details on that on the Open Championships page on bowl.com, and click on the information tab and you'll find the entry form for that. They'll help you get set up. Wouldn't want anybody to miss an opportunity to visit someplace we've never been. This is the 112th edition of the Open Championships, and we have never been to El Paso, but hopefully we get a chance to come back, as this is a terrific and welcoming host city. All right, so Derek Eoff getting settled in here. Back-to-back opens to start now. 3 strikes in a row. Only bowler on the pair with a double this game. All right, so halfway through game number 3, the number on top of the standings here in doubles, 1372. Jeremy Sonnenfeld and Tom Woodworth from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And to get a spot inside the top 10, 1296 is 10th as of this morning. Derek denied a 4th consecutive strike there. Some familiar names popping up in our chat room. Thanks for joining us. Matthew Staninger had a nice day. It might have been last Wednesday. 760 in the team event. Terrific performance. Again, a couple of challenging patterns this year. Different than last year and going to be different next year. Just part of the allure of the Open Championships, knowing that you're going to have to come out and no matter what, make good shots and make your spares. Some years going to be a little bit more challenging, a little bit more of a grind, but this is the national championship. The goal, of course, is to put out fair but challenging lane conditions so that if you do find success on the biggest stage in bowling, it definitely is earned and should go to the hardest working players who practice, challenge themselves year-round to be better shot makers and spare shooters. Both patterns able to be attacked from a variety of locations. So bowlers of all skill levels can get the ball in the pocket and cash in on $5 million or so of prize money here at the Open Championships. So many Matts and Matthews on today's live stream. Thank you all for joining us. This is Matt Cannizzaro from USBC live at the El Paso Convention Center. 2015 USBC Open Championships. We're watching the last game of doubles here. Former Team USA member Derek Eoff won the World Cup back in 2008. Had a 300 here in 2007. A runner-up finish in doubles. Also finished third in all events back in 2012. So a lot of accomplishments on this pair of lanes. No eagles yet. Still searching for that coveted bird. And while these gentlemen look a little bit confused by what we're seeing here in the last game of doubles, definitely the potential for a big single set. Getting ready to wrap up doubles here. Things not going well for Eoff and crew. But we've seen situations like this before. We saw it last year with our regular singles champion, Lewis Jenkins Jr. was in the 520s for doubles and said he didn't move on the approach, didn't change balls. Things just came to him in singles, and he shot 826 with a perfect game and took home the singles title. So nearly a 300 pin improvement. And he'll be in later this month as the defending champ. We'll have him live on Bowl TV as well. If you're curious about the rest of the schedule from not only the Open Championships, but we'll be on the road to the Women's Championships too, you can visit bowl.com/openchamp, click on the information tab, and you'll see the live stream schedule. All right, so here we are, the 10th frame, the final frame of doubles. Top score on the leaderboard, 1372, 1296, currently 10th place, about 5 weeks into this year's Open Championships. And we're not going to see any changes here. Talked to Derek earlier, and he said, I felt like he bowled okay in team event, just didn't have any luck throwing more than a double. He finished with 629, and his team just over 3,000, 30-26, so just outside of the top 10. Not a bad performance here in 2015, but certainly not what they were hoping for, and hoping for a little redemption here in doubles. Another great shot, and that stubborn 9-pin we saw so much for Anthony Lacaze in his title defense earlier in the month. All right, so 159 finish for Cardwell, 575 Derek Eoff, 569 for 1144. Cardwell had 509 in the team event yesterday. Derek Eoff, 629 and 569. All right, Dan White finishes with 189 and 637. So two pretty good sets for him. 640 in team, 637 here in doubles. Tim Barrett, however, 564. And a 1201 total. So definitely will be a casher. 1296 right now is 10th place. And we'll have the loaded cash numbers updated on bull.com sometime later today. That happens on the 1st and 15th of every month. Villard, 173 for 579. Adam and Derek, 1144 for doubles. Should be enough to cash. Barrett and White, 1201. And Villard and Francis, 1097. All right, we'll get ready for singles now and take a quick station identification and let you get settled in. Tell your friends doubles is over. Now time for singles here at the USBC Open Championships. We're watching former Team USA member Derek Eoff and continued live coverage of the USBC Open Championships here in El Paso, Texas. I'll be right back, but please enjoy the start of singles here on lanes 17 and 18 at the El Paso Convention Center. All right, folks, thanks for joining us here again. Live coverage on Bowl TV, the 2015 USBC Open Championships. If you're just dropping in, this is the start of singles. We're here to see former Team USA member Derek Eoff and his past teammates from the University of Nebraska. They struggled a little bit in doubles, but things looking pretty decent here for Eoff in singles. Can't get the 10 to go, but struggled a little bit, 569. See if they can't get some momentum here. 3 games to go, we're at the halfway point, so thanks for tuning in, giving us part of your Wednesday afternoon. If you missed any of the broadcast earlier and want to check it out, you can find the archives on Bowl TV. You can also look back at previous broadcasts. We had a good one last night. The defending regular team champion Artistic Expressions was here. They bowled well, made the top 10. Will not be a repeat, but you can check out their 3 games as well as a recap on bowl.com. But in other non-defending champion news, we did get ourselves a new singles leader yesterday afternoon while we were getting ready for the live stream. Scott Endersby from Waite Park, Minnesota, came up huge, finished with 8 strikes, including a clutch 3-bagger in the 10th frame. Needed all of them, and got to 785 with 268, 238, and 279. So your new singles leader, 785. Previous leader Chad Oakes, also a University of Nebraska alum, 772. So it's definitely out there. And Endersby did struggle in doubles a little bit. Found his way into the top 10 in all events, but I only had 550 in doubles, so 615 team, 515 doubles, and then the big 785 set to put him in 7th place at 1990. All events leader, Chad Moss, 2152. And Chad also is one of those bowlers on the verge of breaking through here at the Open Championships, 2152, getting closer to the range of what the winning score will be. Is that it? Hard to say at this point, still a long, long way to go. But Chad Moss, 679 in team, 727 in doubles, and 746 in singles. Right now in the singles event, 731 will get you into 10th place. 748 for the top 5. And again, 785 is your leader. thank you all for joining us. A lot of familiar names in the chat room, and the occasional message via Facebook or text message, so keep the messages and questions coming. We've got 3 games to go before we wrap up today's broadcast. Shout out to Jay Nephew tuning in from the Houston area. I know most of you guys tuning in to take notes, and either way, much appreciated. We'll have our next broadcast coming up on April 20th at 7 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. local time. Adam Barta, Guinness World Record holder, and his talented team includes Rob Gottschall, Brian Walczek. Always nice to see those guys come out and make a run at it. Another group with a lot of success, but just not quite to the top of the leaderboard yet. So much potential. Part of the reason we get these guys on the live stream to showcase their talent, and hopefully we're there when that breakthrough comes. Quick recap. Huskers won. Shot 30-26. Just missed the top 10 last night in the team events. Dan White led the way with 640, followed by Derek Eoff and Rick Villard, 629 apiece. Tim Barrett, 619, and Adam Cardwell, 509. In doubles, it was Dan White again, 637, followed by Villard, 579. Derek Eoff, 569, Cardwell, 575, and Tim Barrett, 564. Well, when people tune into our live streams, sometimes they want to see what to do. Sometimes they want to see what not to do. Sometimes they just want to see cool stuff, like that roll of the 2-pin there by Derek Eoff. I would say it was for the witty back and forth in the commentary area, but not much back and forth today. Aaron Smith just departed on his way to Wichita, Kansas for the X-Bowling Intercollegiate Team Championships. He'll be out there with Lucas Wiseman. They'll be live streaming and covering the event for Bowl.com, so check out that coverage the best collegiate programs in the nation battling for the national championships the rest of this week.
All right, so Derek Eoff mentioned that he could not get more than a double. So far, 2 doubles this game, but no 3-baggers.
All right, once again, we are in game 1 of singles. Top of the leaderboard, 785, Scott Endersby from Wade Park, Minnesota. 268, 238, 279. Big clutch finish for Scott yesterday. Raising the bar, 785. Previous leader, Chad Oakes, 772. I know Chad's watching the live stream today. He checked in via Facebook, and you can too. You can find me at Matt Canizaro USBC or on Twitter at USBC Matt. Don't be a stranger. Say hello or send any questions our way. We appreciate all the feedback, good or bad, as it helps us move forward and keep things fresh from year to year here at the USBC Open Championships and the USBC Women's Championships, which is underway in Reno, kicked off April 10th. And that event will run until June 30th alongside the new USBC Mixed, so a great opportunity for friends and families to travel together and compete. More details and news from those events can be found on bowl.com. And if these guys would like a spot in the top 10 in singles, it will take 731 or better. So these guys a little bit baffled, almost to the point of laughter. Clearly frustrating. Things not going well. Derek Eoff has a string of 2,000 all events totals going back to 2007. That is very much in jeopardy. All right, so the 5 o'clock team squad already rolling in, coming and sitting up in the bleachers. Taking notes, picking seats. Standing room only yesterday for Artistic Expressions 1, our record-holding defending champions. They came in and they bowled one pair to our right, 19 and 20. Had a big finish, shot 30-88, moved into 7th place in the team event. Won't be a repeat, but definitely a solid performance. After a little bit of a slow start, those nerves set in, but they battled back nicely. Shot 11-14 in game 3, and came back. A couple of guys, Dino Garcia, Anthony Lavery Spar, bowled well in doubles and singles today. They had a good overall experience. It's all that matters. Derek Eoff, a Sport Bowling National High Average winner multiple times. I want to say back when we bowled together in league in Milwaukee, he would often average higher on sport patterns than he did on the house shot. Just a real solid bowler. Speaking of our defending champions, Dino Garcia and Jimmy McMartin up in the bleachers checking things out. Possibly just got done with a Bowler's Journal session. Here we are, 10th frame, game number 1 of singles. The number they're chasing, 785. Scott Endersby from Minnesota, big finish yesterday to get to the top of the leaderboard, and the talk is starting. Is that enough? And we saw Zeke Bate take home the singles title back in 2013 with 795. So certainly getting in that window. Most years it'll take 800 or better. But you never know. Either way, it's probably going to take a career day on a very challenging lane condition. It definitely will be earned. So Derek's look here in singles started out pretty well with a nice double for the messenger. Refused to take out the 10-pin and just can't catch a strike. Took a ball change there for the flat dime. 198 for Derek. So he'll have one miss left. His singles dreams will come to an end here in 2015. Cardwell, 194. He's in the same boat. Not a lot of room. Tim Barrett clean here in the singles opener, but only 2 strikes on the board. Barrett go to the bag, gotta pull something out. Looks like a Storm Optimist. Definitely hard to tell from here. A lot of balls look familiar and pretty far up here. Barrett, 199. It's possible we won't have a 200 game on this pair. That everybody could be mathematically eliminated early in game number 2. But we certainly will ride it out. All these guys are capable of figuring out at any point. All right, and we definitely will go without a 200 game here in the singles opener. 138 for Villard. Right now you're watching the 1 p.m. doubles and singles squad here at the 2015 USBC Open Championships. This is Matt Cannizzaro, the one-man show today. Aaron Smith on his way to Wichita, Kansas for the X-Bowling Intercollegiate Team Championships with Lucas Wiseman. Back-to-back days of live coverage here from the Open Championships. If you missed any of it, you can find the archives at youtube.com/bowltv, and a lot of great videos on there. I know our video guru Jason Thomas is putting something together on our all events leader Chad Moss. We sent some footage that way after Chad took the lead just the other day. 21-52 top of the all event standings, and yesterday's singles leader Scott Endersby 785. So score's starting to climb a little bit. Long way to go. We're here till July 12th. A lot of great broadcasts coming up too in that time. Schedule is available on bowl.com, bowl.com/livestream, or the Open and Women's Specific can be found under the information tab on both of those pages. Derek Eoff looks confused but glad to see that 10-pin go, as his singles dreams still alive here in 2015. So Adam Cardwell now mathematically out of contention. Looks like USBC Hall of Famer Don Ellis sitting out singles this year. He is celebrating 65 years of competition here at the Open Championships. Member of the 100,000 Pin Club, one of 8 bowlers to reach 65 years of participation. Quite a feat. We celebrated his career yesterday before the team event. We'll have a recap of his time on the lanes later today on bowl.com. Just one of many great moments this year. We got to see Sylvester Thiel from Minnesota become the 3rd bowler in history to reach 70 years. And he is excited about coming back next year and tying the participation record. Joe Norris and Bill Dorman both competed 71 times. And Bill Lillard, also a USBC Hall of Famer, of course, broke the career pinfall record. An inspirational performance this year. Had a bad knee, used a one-step approach to find success. And now tops the pinfall list with 124,087 pins. Just ahead of Norris and well ahead of any potential contenders, but a lot of big names still active on that list. Bob Hart, Jimmy Schroeder, Don Ellis, Sil Thiel, among others. 15 bowlers in the 100,000 Pin Club. And a couple more expected to reach it this year. We'll have all those news and notes for you on bowl.com, of course.
That doesn't help me because I can't throw it like that. You and I will probably beat up each other. Who died in there?
Once again, thanks everybody for giving us part of your Wednesday afternoon. Our next broadcast will be April 20th as world record holder Adam Barta heads our way. Looking forward to seeing his team again and seeing what they can do on this year's 38-foot sports certified team pattern. Derek Eoff started game 2 here with a double, and now that's spare. Means there will be no singles title for him in 2015. Daniel Francis, the only one. Still mathematically possible. So big crowd here in the bleachers, getting ready probably for the 5 o'clock team event. Scale room opens 2 hours before. All bowling balls must be weighed and checked before team competition, and any balls that you plan to use again the next day for doubles and singles don't need to be checked, but anything new will need to go through the scales. Everything will need to go back to the squad room. Part of the tradition here at the Open Championships. So 40,000 bowlers, an average of 3 bowling balls, and we're weighing about 200,000 balls during this year's event. All right, so we will not have a new singles leader today, at least on this pair. I'll keep an eye on the rest of the house, of course. That's what we do here, bring you all the news on bowl.com, and the news that's not quite news, we put that on the official Open and Women's Championships Facebook page. We like to keep that site fresh with some behind-the-scenes stuff and all kinds of goodies and tidbits from the tournament lanes. And my good friend Chad McLean joining the chat room, giving out some wrong information. Chad, oil Kegel Ice. Introduced in 2013. The ice oil designed to hold up longer, transition a little bit less, and a little bit slower. So we'll have that again here. They do use fire at the women's championships, however. But all the details about the lane conditions, the pins, what kind of machines, all can be found on the Open Championships page on bowl.com. Just go to the lane conditions tab, and you can even see the graphs with all the fancy colors. We also have 5 state-of-the-art lane machines this year. The Kegel Patriot Flex, custom painted by a gentleman in Florida. There's 13 in existence in the world with the red, white, and blue eagle motif, and we'll use them at the Open and Women's Championships and other USBC events throughout the year. And once we're done, they will be auctioned off or sold, and proceeds will go to benefit Folds of Honor. So always glad to be part of a good cause here at the Open and Women's Championships. All right, our old friend Amigo Man making an appearance here for today's doubles and singles squad, the official mascot of El Paso. And folks, you probably will not find a more welcoming host city than the Sun City here in 2015. Very accommodating for the bowlers, excited to have us here, and warm reception at every restaurant and business that you go to. Plenty to see and do. Scenic state parks, delicious food. A lot of places just to sit and relax with your teammates, have a cocktail. Terrific weather. Sunny more than 300 days a year. And we had 2 rainy days this week, so we're not due for one for a while. Pretty awesome venue this year in El Paso too. We've taken over the entire El Paso Convention Center. 52 lanes for the main Open Championships, 10 showcase lanes for practice sessions. And the Bowlers Journal Championships, plenty to see and do. If you're a member of our VIP program, you get to do a little bit of everything. And that package comes with a custom VIP jersey, in and out locker access, which is certainly key if you're gonna have a practice session, as well as the Bowlers Journal double singles. You might need that 4 or 5 times rather than buying a token each time. You also get a singles entry into the Bowlers Journal Championships, a singles entry at the 40 frame game, and many other discounts throughout the venue, photo and video. And part of that video package and the photo package could include your opportunity to practice on the stub lane back in the photo area in the squad room. Your chance to get loosened up before doubles and singles and get a pretty cool souvenir picture. I'll say, just looking at Facebook often as part of my role here, especially this time of year, many Facebook profile pictures are of the folks on the stub lane. And now here in El Paso, it's kind of 50-50 between the stub lane picture and a photo with Amigo Man. So everybody having a lot of fun here in El Paso, taking advantage of everything there is to offer under one roof. Quick recap again. Huskers won. Derek Eoff and company 30-26 in the team event last night, just outside the top 10. Dan White led the way with 640, followed by Rick Villard and Derek Eoff, 629. Tim Barrett, 619, and Adam Cardwell, 509. In doubles today, it was White again leading the way, 637. Followed by Rick Villard, 579, Cardwell, 575, Derek Eoff, 569, and Tim Barrett, 564. On top of the all-event standings right now, Chad Moss from Waukesha, Wisconsin, 21.52, and he blew past Eric Vermelia, who had 20.83. However, Vermelia and his junior Team USA support team still top the regular team standings at 33.59, and team all events with a monster number, 10,064. And in regular singles, Scott Endersby, 785 yesterday, to move past Chad Oakes, who had 772 and was leading for about 3 weeks. Chad rolled one of 3 perfect games at this year's event, but will not take home a singles title here in 2015. 785, the new number to beat. So we will not see a new singles leader here on Bold TV today, but still 6 great players and one more game to potentially have some excitement. If you are curious about this lane condition, you see the graphs on the Open Championships page on bowl.com, and if you missed any of the broadcast or would like to see where these guys played in doubles, you see the archives on Bowl TV. Do appreciate everybody stopping by to check in today. Having some fun with our friends at Storm today, Chad McLean and Steve Klumpkin. Saw Steve here just the other day, bowled very well. They made a run in the team event. Coach K Scholarship moved into 4th place with 31.78. Had a little bit of a tough finish there in the last game of team. We're definitely on 3,200 pace. But top 4 at this year's event. Not too shabby, Mr. Klumpkin. And Steve and David Haynes also had a nice run in doubles in 7th place right now with 13.11. And Coach K Scholarship also 6th in team all events, 91.89, so plus 189 for that group out here on this 2015 Open Championships test of versatility. 2 different lane conditions, 138 foot, 139 foot, and both featuring Kegel ice oil. We do have a new schedule this year. No bad times. So no waking up before the sun or staying up until the sun. First squad of the day hits the lanes for score at 9 a.m. So they march about 8:50. 6 minutes of practice before doubles and singles. And second double single squad is at 1 p.m. followed by a team event at 5. And then we have an 8:30 squad, alternating between team and doubles and singles. Typically done by midnight every single day, about 3.5 hours earlier than the old days. So a lot of changes and all based on feedback from the bowlers. So if you think we're not listening, that is not true. We've got a suggestion box on site, and trust me, we get plenty of thoughts via email and phone call as well. Take all of those into consideration, with the ultimate goal being to maintain the traditions of the event, but keep things on the cutting edge and keep them fresh as well.
Here's a question I definitely enjoy the opportunity to try to answer. What's the best Mexican food that El Paso has? And being that we are very close to Mexico, things are very authentic here in El Paso, and a lot of great opportunities to try some traditional cuisine, some great places that are kind of local favorites. We went to one the other day called Ellen J's. It's a little bit off the path, so to speak, and you can see the history and tradition in that building as well. There's also a Kiki's that is popular with the bowlers. One of our sponsors here, Leo's Mexican Restaurant, also a short walking distance from the convention center. So if you got some time before or after your competition, stroll down the street, check out Leo's, big supporter of the event. I don't think you can go wrong at all. Even some of our good friends from Wisconsin got a little confused. Nicholas J's Pro Shop came out here and ended up at Taco Bell, but it's all good. Getting towards the end of game number 2 of singles here. Adam Cardwell, 194, 178. Derek Eoff finishing off, found something here, 198 and 235 with a strike here on the fill. Our custom venue here did not exist back in January. We built everything, came into a room with concrete floors and 4 walls, and that was about it. And now this year's facility has 63.5 lanes. And a lot of locals coming out just to check out the world's largest participatory sporting event. To hear the bowlers are in town, it's on the news, it's all over store windows and light poles. We've seen a lot of locals come in and have some lunch at the Showcase Cantina or out front at the Strike Zone food truck. Watch a little bowling, grab a souvenir even. And see some talented players rolling through. We'll be here till July 12th. Dan White finishes with a 198, so he's 377 after 2. Derek Eoff at 429. Daniel Francis figuring something out here. 189 start and still has 278 out there. Great shot there by Francis.
Tim Barrett finishes with 204. He's +3 through 2. Daniel Francis, 267. He is +56. And just like that, game 3 underway. The number these guys are chasing, 785. Not going to get reached here on today's broadcast. But you can check out and see how they did later on today. Go to bowl.com/openchamp and click on the scores tab, and you can see the leaderboards or the individual results for this year's event. Type in your friends and family members and see how they did.
I got 2. And then we're getting purple shirts tomorrow for him and I. We got sleeves to match. The sleeves. Because my red and black one's in the back, so when I come out, she gives me crap about it.
Next broadcast from the USBC Open Championships will be April 20th at 7 p.m. Eastern. Adam Barta and his group will be on the lanes for the team event. But April is Champions Month as well, so we'll have our defending regular singles champ Lewis Jenkins Jr. and our doubles winners Carl and Clark Polzer headed our way. Everybody else already has been through. Yonda's HI put up a good number in singles to break into the top 10 in team all events. Of course, we saw Anthony Lacaze help his team into the top spot in team and team all events, hoping to become the second player in history to win titles in 3 consecutive years. And just last night, our defending team champion, Artistic Expressions 1, moved into 7th place in the team event.
She's a nurse, she's good at it.
All right, the team event last night, Derek Eoff and company, 30-26. Currently tied for 13th, so not a bad performance, but struggling. Struggling a little bit here in doubles and singles. But no doubt they'll be back strong and prepared next year. But we're going to finish out singles. We've got a special guest coming up into the booth to bring us through the home stretch here. So as we get ready to wind things down here, game 3 underway. We will not see a new singles champion here, but a great shot there by Derek Eoff, rolling the 10-pin. And now we are joined by Natalie Savant. You guys know her as Natalie Striking Summer. She's in town to watch her dad bowl at the Open Championships tonight and tomorrow, but of course taking advantage of the opportunity to come and watch bowling in person. Natalie, how are you today?
Good, how are you?
I am doing all right. What do you think of our venue here in El Paso?
It is pretty cool.
You've been to the National Bowling Stadium.
I have,
And,
twice before.
Did you join us in Baton Rouge in 2012?
I did not.
So this is your first opportunity to see what we can do as far as building a venue. And you're still many, many years away from competing in our event, of course.
Only 7.
A long youth career ahead of you. I know, I'm sure you have some dreams of bowling in college as well.
Yes, that's very true.
So I know we all follow along on your Facebook page. You have about 6 times more fans than I do. But tell us a little bit about your travels and kind of what you're all about and what started this project for you.
Well, what started this was one day before summer started. My mom's like, well, all right, we're going to go this place. I'm like, can I bring my bowling ball? My parents are like, sure. And I'm like, how many places are we going to go to? I want to bowl in all of them. So then we came up with the wacky idea to bowl in every state. And then I sold every state for $10 to raise money. That was $500 to go back to my youth league for scholarships. They have a bowler of the month. And that would cover that. And then now I have over $1,800 to donate back to youth leagues. And I've bowled in 44 states. The only 4 that I have left are South Dakota, Montana, West Virginia, and Georgia.
Okay, so the Open Championships has been around for 112 years, and we've been to about 49 cities in 26 different states. So you've been to almost twice as many as we have, and I think you're going to get done with your 50 a little quicker than 112 years. So that's pretty awesome, and all for good causes, of course, and for the youth leagues, and I know part of that helping you also go to junior gold. Right?
I am. I just found out that I qualified this past month-ish, so I'm excited about that.
All right, so the Junior Gold Championships coming up in July in the Chicago area, and of course that's where we crown our Junior Team USA members and champions, and a lot of opportunities, even in under 12 division now. So a lot happening for youth bowling. What kind of goals do you have personally?
I want to be on Junior Team USA the first year that I can. I want to shoot 300 by the time I'm 14. And I want and I want to win junior gold too, but
all right, well you've certainly accomplished a lot in your young career. You made a lot of friends along the way. You've been to a lot of places. Do you have a favorite place so far?
I really did like Alabama because there was a lot of kids there that were my age and were as passionate about bowling as I am. And that's also where I qualified for junior gold last year.
So when you do go to these places, what is it like for you? I'm sure it's a big reception. They know you're coming. But
you're there to, of course, promote bowling and talk about bowling, and I know there's a lot of media interested in talking to you. But what is a typical state visit like for you?
Well, usually there's at least one camera crew that comes, and if not, there was this one time that I had the newspaper too, and I had about 4 people there. But a normal one, there's about 1 news crew. I bowl usually around 3 to 4 games. But in Alabama, I actually bowled a tournament, and it was 8 games on London. So that was pretty hard. That was probably one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. But typically, we usually fly in and fly out in the same day. And
all right. Well, I know that that you do participate in sport bowling leagues. Of course, you want to challenge yourself a little bit on the tougher conditions. Of course, you probably know that that's what's going to make you a better bowler down the road, and we're certainly seeing that here in 2015 at the Open Championships, challenging lane conditions. And I'm sure that perhaps you've practiced with your dad a little bit, getting ready for this event. What kind of tips do you have for these guys? They're struggling a little bit here in doubles and singles, but what kind of tips do you have for anybody coming this way who might be ready to attack these sport bowling lane conditions?
well, the most important thing of all is make your spares. But I see a lot of these people that are either going way too far left or way too far right, so you need to be right in the middle.
All right,
That's
folks.
one thing that I've noticed.
You heard it here from Natalie. Your tips on attacking these lane conditions at the 2015 Open Championships. We've got 2 patterns this year, again, like we have since 2013. A 39-foot doubles and singles pattern. You're watching that right now. And 38 feet for the team event. If you score well here, you definitely will have earned it. And Natalie, you've had a chance to meet a lot of great bowlers and great bowling people in your travels. Do you have any favorites? I know you like the O'Keeffes a little bit. Anybody special to you who you like to spend a lot of time with?
Well, my top 3 are Shannon O'Keefe, Wes Malott, and Josh Blanchard. I could see Wes every day if I wanted to, but...
All right, Natalie, of course, from the San Antonio area. Is there potential, you think, of being a future Bearcat at McKendree?
If she's still coaching there, then absolutely, but...
All right, folks, of course, Shannon O'Keefe, a longtime member of Team USA, one of the top women bowlers in the world. She'll be headed out to the PWBA Tour, Professional Women's Bowling Association, kicking back off this summer. And now, youngsters like Natalie Savant can have something to strive for, a future, a career in professional bowling. Natalie, what'd you think when you heard that the PWBA was coming back?
As soon as I saw the promo, I was like, "Oh my gosh!" We were in the bowling alley, and I was like, "Did you see this?" And I called all the girls over, and they were looking at it. It was crazy. I was like, "This is so cool!" And I started jumping.
Well,
it was
the
pretty cool.
PWBA has been on hiatus since 2003. That's almost your entire life, if not more. So now you have the opportunity to dream big and potentially be a professional bowler. That's got to be a pretty cool thing now, knowing that that's what you're working towards, of course, with the sport bowling conditions and junior gold, all stepping stones to high school bowling and then collegiate bowling. I know your dad's a high school bowling coach, so you spend a lot of time around the teams there. What's that like for you?
Oh, that's awesome. I call all the high school bowlers my brothers and sisters. And it's a whole big family. I love it.
And do they let you practice with them, or do they give you tips to get you ready for junior gold?
They do. They do. I had my high game with them. And if they don't have enough people to practice Baker, they put me in their Baker game.
All right.
It's always fun. I like bowling Baker.
All right, then of course the stepping stones will continue to college bowling and then eventually to professional level. Do you have your own coach, somebody that helps you out?
My dad and my mom and my dad.
Okay. All right, so I think the world wants to know, as you get closer to your 50th state, what happens when you get there? Do you retire?
I have plans. that are soon to come.
All right. Could we see Natalie on an international tour, perhaps?
Southwest flies internationally.
Aha. So Natalie's mom works for Southwest Airlines. Certainly makes travel a little bit easier. And she's telling me that Southwest now flies international. So time to get that passport ready once we hit state number 50.
Yep.
We still gotta get Alaska and Hawaii out of the way, but yeah, after that.
All right. Well, Natalie, we do appreciate all that you do to promote the sport of bowling. I know we see you out there at the International Art of Bowling as the kid bowler as well. So touching all different parts of the sport and at all the great events. Are we going to see you at any upcoming events, whether it be the Women's Championships or out there on the PWBA Tour this summer?
Well, I'll definitely be at Junior Gold, but PWBA, I don't know about that. There's a few stops in Texas,
There's a few stops in the south that we can get.
in the south that we could probably get to, but we don't know about that one.
So it looks like just by following you, and you can find Natalie on Facebook at Natalie Striking Summer. You're always either in a bowling center or watching bowling. Is that pretty much true? 24/7 bowling all the time?
Pretty much. Pretty much, yeah. I'm either watching it or I'm in there bowling.
Watching Josh Bowl in the movies.
I was watching Josh Blanchard bowl on my mom's phone during the movies, during the previews, not during the actual movie, but
Josh Blanchard, a recent PBA champion, 2 titles in 9 days.
yeah.
And he also took the stepping stones from junior bowling, junior Team USA, onto collegiate bowling at Wichita State, then did PBA regional ranks, and of course now a national tour champion. That's the way to do it. Took advantage of all that the sport has to offer and the great youth program that we have now. Very affordable for families out there. And of course the added divisions at Junior Gold, as well as the USBC Youth Open Championships and Pepsi competition. It seems like there's always something going on, at least where you're coming from. A lot of great events out there. Of all those events, do you have a favorite so far? Or is Junior Gold kind of the big one for you?
Junior Gold is really the big one for me. Last year I found a hangout spot in Buffalo.
All right, so you get a chance to see cool places, obviously meet great people from around the country and around the world. But now that you're going back to Junior Gold again, did you learn anything last time that will help you perform better or differently here in 2015?
Well, I know that I'm not the best in my playing field. Last year I ended up 4th to last. I didn't cry. I knew that I wasn't gonna go there and win because there was kids that were 12 and I was only 10. I was one of the youngest in the division. That was one thing that helped me a lot. And I think all the coaching, a lot of different coaching tips that I've gotten from a lot of different people this year will help me a lot.
Well, would you agree then that the best way to get better is to challenge yourself? It might not always go well. It might be a little bit frustrating at times even, but to challenge yourself on tough conditions, it can only make you better. And I know that you will finish way better than 4th to last at Junior Gold this year. You still have a long way to go, long career ahead of you. And it sounds like some terrific goals beyond just now bowling in 50 states.
That's for sure, yes.
All right, folks, we're watching the final game of singles here. We're watching former Team USA member Derek Eoff and his teammates from the University of Nebraska. And they struggled a little bit today, trying to put together a nice finish here, at least for Derek. And his run of 2,000 all events or better going to come to an end here. But it'll show you just how important it is, again, for great shot making and spare shooting and working together as a team here in 2015. And Natalie Savant is here, Natalie Striking Summer. Her dad bowls tonight in the team event, tomorrow in doubles and singles. And they're here to enjoy El Paso. Natalie, have you been to El Paso before?
I have not.
So with all your travels, and what do you guys have planned while you're here? You know there's a great children's museum right next door.
I saw that. But no, you know, because we leave tomorrow at 8 in the morning because my school's choir is singing tomorrow, and of course I'm in choir. So
All right, so there are other things. You are very busy. Besides bowling, what other hobbies do you have?
I love to sing. That's like second to bowling. It's like school, bowling, singing. That's my list.
Well, all very good choices and very focused. I know your mom's always bragging about all your success at school and good grades. And is that part of the deal? You have to get good grades if you're going to keep doing the traveling?
Yep, she said if I don't get good grades, it's not going to be as easy to pull me out of school. So I keep it up. But school's getting boring because we're doing reviews for Star and we're doing stuff that we've already done, and I know how to do it, and I complete my worksheets in like 4 minutes. So
well, that's good. That means good grades, more time for bowling, and of course the opportunity down the road to participate in college bowling, get an education, and do something that you love.
yep.
And you are a terrific spokesperson for the stepping stones of bowling, of course. Our new motto, the future for the sport. And you definitely have a bright future in this sport. And I know you've had the opportunity to do some cool things, to meet some great people. You got to spend some time with our Australian friends who came out. They were doing a TV show called 50 Sports in 50 Weeks. And they practiced hard for a couple days and got some training at the International Training and Research Center in Arlington. Basically learned how to bowl from scratch.
Yep.
And then came out and bowled at the Open Championships. And you were there to give them and their son Ben some tips. How did that go?
That was pretty cool. That was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with that.
So now you're going to be an Australian TV star. So
Yes.
is Australia on a possible list of future travels for you think?
That's my dad's dream trip. So probably Australia.
Well, there you have it. Some great bowlers in Australia. You might have heard of them. Jason Belmonte, #1 on that list, and Carol Giannotti, another favorite. Not sure if you know Carol, a terrific player and a USBC Hall of Famer. So looking forward to seeing them again. Possibly we'll see Carol on the PWBA tour coming this way. Now it looks like you're inspiring some folks in the chat room also, talking about college bowling and looking forward to it. And you got a chance to bowl a little bit on the stub lane last year just for fun in Reno, but you'll get your chance someday, I'm sure. But very cool of you to come and cheer on your dad and his teammates while you're here and taking advantage of seeing a brand new place. I know you guys went to lunch earlier. Any recommendations for the folks coming to El Paso? Anything good for them to try?
The chicken strips were good. My mom said if you like spicy, you'd like their street tacos.
Okay, so
They
you
were
guys,
spicy.
you guys
if you
ate-
like spicy, eat the street tacos outside.
All right, that's the Strike Zone food truck right outside the convention center. The folks in El Paso have rolled out the red carpet. It's cliche, but it's true. Very welcoming, and they have delicious cuisine for you inside the venue and outside. Street tacos and all kinds of local flavor. Terrific burgers. You don't have to go anywhere. It's all right here for you under one roof. You can bowl on the showcase lanes in a practice session or the Bowlers Journal Championships. Have some great food and drinks with your teammates, and really a terrific experience overall.
Absolutely.
All right, so a lot of people always asking what's the right bowling ball? What do I need to find success here? What is your favorite bowling ball, and what do you find the most success with when you bowl on sport bowling lane conditions?
I like my Diva Divine right now. That's probably my favorite one right
And
now.
any particular reason? I know you have you like the Diva line for sure.
I actually do like that ball. I strike with it a lot. The Diva Divine.
All right, folks, you heard it here. The Diva Divine, a fantastic choice.
And it's pink and purple.
And it's pink and purple. That's kind of what I was getting at. I know you like those pink bowling balls, and you gotta have the ball to match the shirt, and you gotta look good while you're out there, of course.
Yep.
It's all part of it. Also part of it here at the Open Championships, the Team Pride Award. If your team dresses alike, wears matching shirts and slacks, you get an award. It's that easy. A souvenir to take home. Of course, when you look good, you probably feel good and you bowl well.
My dad's team got one last year.
All right, well, we'll see them tonight, and hopefully they'll be out there and proud and get another award. Of course, the big award here they're chasing is
Yeah, right there's throwing and even the mine.
is the Eagle. And does your dad already have a space cleared off on the mantle at home for the Eagle should it come?
Yes. There's this one space.
Well, that is the big reason for being here. Aside from having a great experience with friends and teammates, of course, that's what Derek Eoff has done, put together a group of his former college teammates.
And by the way, someone on that lane is throwing a deep into mine.
I believe Daniel Francis is his name,
Yes.
and he is bowling well here in singles, 189-267. And we've seen some terrific shots and some not so good shots today. Derek Eoff stepping up here in the 10th frame. This is it, folks. We've been here since 1 p.m. and we're getting down to the final few shots of doubles and singles here. If you missed any of today's broadcast, you can go back and check out the archives on Bowl TV. And Eoff gets the 10 to go for a 4-bagger. That's 2 4-baggers in one game. I told him earlier, he said he was having no problem getting a double. Couldn't get 3 in a row, so I told him just to keep throwing back-to-back doubles. And he's done that here. So 2 more shots coming right up, and a nice single set for him. Again, singles leader, 785. So
Wow.
big numbers
Big
here.
numbers.
That happened yesterday. You're 1 day too late. You could have seen our new singles leader.
I'm in the shop outside. She wanted to come later and see Adam Barton this weekend.
That's true. Adam Barta headed this way. April 20th, he's our next live stream broadcast here on Bowl TV. Him and his talented teammates. And Natalie, we're trying to get a surprise for Adam and see if he wouldn't mind throwing out the first pitch at the El Paso Chihuahuas baseball game right next door. So a very cool added feature here in El Paso is the baseball stadium. Walking distance, you can hear the crack of the bat from right outside the convention center.
Yep.
And they're very excited about having the bowlers in town. They're going to have welcome bowler signs on the scoreboards, and we told him about Adam and all that he's accomplished and all of his hard work for the great charities and, of course, as a new record holder. So you're going to miss it.
I know. That's sad.
All right, so with that said, Natalie, we do appreciate you coming on and talking with us. We're going to wrap things up, get some scores tallied here. Best of luck to you at Junior Gold.
Thank you.
There's a chance I might be there to see it in person. Otherwise, I'm sure I'll hear about it on Bowl TV with Lucas Wiseman and Aaron Smith. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all your support, and good luck in your travels the rest of the way.
Thank you.
All right, folks, Natalie Savant. Natalie's striking summer. She's on a world tour, and she's looking to bowl in all 50 states and getting ready to take her show on the road internationally. She's in town to watch her dad here at the Open Championships and take notes, and we'll catch up with her again soon, I'm sure. Right now, we're going to watch the final frames here of Derek Eoff and his teammates, and we'll tally some scores here and see how everybody did overall here in 2015.
Automatic machine.
All right, we'll just wait for Villard and Francis to wrap things up here. And we'll get the final scores for you, all events totals. All scores unofficial, of course.
Reno's my favorite place to go. And you know, when we go to Syracuse, if we go in April, it's going to be cold. That's right there by the Niagara Falls, right? Yeah.
And that's going to do it. Villard finishes with 547.
No, that's not by Manhattan or Times Square. No way of getting there, huh? Way up there. I'll have to look at a map, but I know it's way up. Right, it's by Canada, right? Oh, is it? Yeah, that's way up. I've never been to
All right, the rundown from the top. Adam Cardwell, 16:06. Rick Villard, 17:55. Tim Barrett, 17:46. These scores all unofficial, of course. You can find the actual scores on bowl.com/openchamp. Dan White, 18:26. Derek Eoff leading the way, 18:73. And Daniel Francis, 17:34. So Derek Eoff's run of 2,000 or better comes to an end here on these two challenging lane conditions in 2015, but 18:73, a very good score nonetheless here in El Paso. That's going to do it for today's broadcast, folks. We'll be back on the air April 20th with Adam Barta, Rob Gottschall, Brian Walchek, and the crew. So keep an eye on that. Aaron Smith and Lucas Wiseman headed to Wichita for the X-Bowling Intercollegiate Team Championships coming up this week. You can find that schedule at bowl.com/livestream. Thank you for joining us today on Bowl TV. This is Matt Canizaro. That's the news for now. I'll see you on the lanes.